Okay, so here we have a man born blind who's been healed. Theological questions being asked about the nature of Christ, the status of Christ, the morality even of Christ. Was it right for him to interfere in the situation? And Jesus asked this question: do you believe in the Son of Man? Do you believe in the Son of Man? Do you believe that at the right hand of the Ancient of Days, that's a covenant name for Yahweh, the God of the Old Testament, there is this Son of Man in glory who has authority and dominion and power, who is the one who has the authority to judge the world, and who will be worshipped by people from every language group on the earth. Do you believe it? Do you believe in that kind of Jesus? Or is Jesus a nice friend who gives us some moral teaching and who we think about on Sundays? Do you believe in the Son of Man? I had the privilege recently of preaching in Istanbul. Some of you will know that Turkey is a country of over 70 million people, and there are probably less than 2,000 evangelical Christians in that country. Staggering odds. Preaching on this question in Istanbul: do you believe in the Son of Man? Do you believe that Jesus is the one at the right hand of God who has been given authority to judge the world? And do you believe that one day he will be worshipped by people from every language and nation and tribe? Do you believe it? It's hard to hold on to believing in that kind of Jesus when you are one of 2,000 Christians in a country of 70 million. But I want to suggest to us this afternoon that it is hard to hold on to believing in Jesus as the Son of Man when we're within a Western context where the idea of God is undermined constantly, and where within even our own churches the question of whether Jesus is really the only way is asked. And it's chipped away at this status of Christ as the one who will judge the whole world and who will be worshipped by people from every language, nation and tribe. Here's the question: do you believe it? Do you believe in the Son of Man? We've been asked this afternoon to talk about loving the gospel. Loving the gospel. Loving Jesus, who asks the world that question: what do you want? And then goes on to live throughout the Gospel of John, showing the world, demonstrating to the world, that he is the answer to the heart cry of humanity. We're asked that question: why do you involve me? Loving the gospel means loving the person of Christ, that he is at the centre of all that we do, that we invite him into every moment of our lives here on earth, that we don't just trundle along on a treadmill. And then thirdly, this question: do you believe in the Son of Man? If you believe in Jesus as the Son of Man, that will affect what you do. Believing in the New Testament is more than an intellectual assent to an idea. Believing has action behind it. If we believe in the Son of Man, we believe in Jesus as the one who will judge the world, as the one who uniquely can save the world. That will affect what we do. I want to close with a quote from one of my great heroines of the Christian faith. Her name is Sabina van Brandt. I wonder if any of you have read anything by her. She was the wife of a pastor in Romania called Richard van Brandt during the communist era. And there's a book about their lives together called Tortured for Christ, which I think is a phenomenally significant book of the 20th century. And in that book, it's described how this couple, in the face of radical, rampant atheism, which tried to exterminate the church behind the Iron Curtain, how in the face of that, they loved the gospel. And how they answered that question: do you believe in the Son of Man? Because of their activities and because of Richard Burnham's courage in standing up in a pastor's convention, both he and his wife were imprisoned. And here he describes what happened to his wife in prison. The mockery of 70 is horrible. The women were forced to work at hard labour, building a canal, fulfilling the same workload as the men. They shoveled earth in winter. And prostitutes were made overseers and competed in torturing faithful Christians. My wife ate grass like cattle in order to stay alive. Hungry prisoners ate rats and snakes. And one of the joys of the guards on Sundays was to throw the women into the Danube and then fish them out again, to laugh at their wet bodies, throw them back and fish them out again. And my wife was thrown into the Danube in this manner on a Sunday instead of being in church. My son was left to wander on the streets when his mother and father were taken away. Mihai had been very religious from childhood and very interested in matters of faith. At the age of 9, when his parents were taken from him, he passed through a crisis in his Christian life. He became bitter and questioned all of his religion. He had problems that children don't usually have at that age. It was a crime to help the family of Christian martyrs, and 2 ladies who helped him were arrested and beaten so badly that they were permanently crippled. A lady who risked her life and took Mihai into her house was sentenced to 8 years in prison. All of her teeth were kicked out and her bones were broken. She would never be able to work again, and she too would be crippled for life. At the age of 11, Mihai began to earn his living, and suffering had produced a wavering in his faith. But after 2 years of Sabina's imprisonment, he was allowed to see her. He went to the communist prison and he saw his mother behind iron bars. She was dirty and thin with calloused hands, wearing the shabby uniform of a prisoner. He scarcely recognised her. Her first words, remember she hasn't seen her son for 2 years. Her first words were, "Mihai, believe in Jesus." The guards in a savage road pulled her away from the arm and took her out. Mihai wept seeing his mother dragged away. But this minute was the minute of his conversion. He knew that if Christ can be loved under such circumstances, he surely is the true Saviour. Do you believe in the Son of Man? Question. Do you really believe that Jesus is who he said he is? That's what it means to love the gospel. To know it, to share it with a broken world, to involve Jesus, and to believe in a New Testament kind of world, not just intellectual, but with our whole life, our whole emotion, our whole family, all of our resources, all of our finances, all of it on the line for Jesus. Amen.
I'm just going to pray. Do you understand?
We've gone over a tiny bit. We're 5 minutes
We just want to give you an opportunity before we move into the next bit, just to respond. If you feel that one of those words, or a few of those words, were seeds that landed in your heart and you want them to bear fruit, maybe that in that what do you want, there was a particular thing that leapt to your mind. Or when that question, why do you involve me? You might need to mentally, prayerfully involve Jesus into that area of your life, your church, home, maybe your workplace. Or just bow our heads today. Spirit, would you take your words and make it live? You ask us that question today, what do you want? Our answer. Be worthy of the one who asks us. So come, Holy Spirit. Maybe there's an area that you know that you've been going through the motions and making plans without involving Jesus. You know that's you. With our eyes closed, why don't you just raise your hand? There's an area that has come to your mind. Jesus asks you, why do you involve me? And just raise your hand very well. It's a way of saying, I want to involve you, Jesus. Not just anybody, I want to involve you, Jesus, in this area of my life. So Lord, all of these areas that are lifted up to you right now, that represent people and lives and ministries and callings all across the world, we ask you, Jesus, come. Take your place. Turn our water into wine with your miraculous power. Take the cleansing of humanity and apply your atoning blood to it. And may the power of the ancient days, the one who deserves glory and power and might and majesty, answer your prayers. May he come into your life, into your areas of ministry, into the things that are burdening upon your heart, and to answer questions. For Jesus' sake and for his kingdom.